Hey guys, how are you? Joe Dickinson here, coming to you with a quick training that I wanted to get out to a bunch of you guys, a bunch of my followers and whatnot. Whether or not you're building a business with me, or you're building a business with someone else, or you're building your own business, whatever that might be, I think this training will be really useful for you guys to take a look at, learn from, and whether you've been in the industry for a day or 100 million days, I think it's pretty useful, to take a look at and to understand different approaches and whatnot to approach people into the MLM business, and ultimately have them join your business and help them succeed, make money with you, grow a network, etc. So to jump right in, like I said, I'm Joe Dickinson. I'm going to be presenting this with you, or to you anyways, and I wanted to start off with the three types of approaches that I like to use and that I've learned, from some awesome leaders within the industry in my years of network marketing. And it took me a while to really understand the way they work fully and the way to really grasp them and present these different type of approaches to people, and the way to kind of make them successful. So to start off, guys, I want to start with a third-party approach, which I like a lot. It's one of my favorites, and I've been using it for quite a long time now, and I think it works really well. And the way this works, and I'm going to give you hypothetical situations for each one of these so you guys can kind of understand a real-life situation here of when you would use these different type of approaches. So, for example, the third-party approach, right? This can be something where you get on the phone and you figured that you have someone that might be interested in your business, and you want to go ahead and approach them, but you don't want to go out and call them and say, hey, listen, I have this new business. I want you to work under me, blah, blah, blah. That's not going to get you anywhere. Instead, you want to frame this kind of like this. So hypothetically speaking, say I got a friend named Jack, right? And Jack, I know, could potentially be, a guy who could do really well with this new business I get involved with, whatever it might be. I think he could do, really well. He has a network of people that he can go out to. He might be outgoing. So for some reason or another, or multiple reasons, I'm attracted, to getting Jack into my business. So, here's a little hypothetical for you. You can call in and call up Jack, and he says, Jack, how you doing? He says, Joe, I'm doing great. How you been? I'm doing great, Jack. Now, listen, I need some help from you. I'm hoping you can help me. And of course, people are always going to help who they like or who they're friends with. They like to do that. That's human nature. So he says, yeah, Joe, what is it? So, you can pitch something to him like this. Well, I know you've lived in, we'll say Long Island, New York, or, wherever it might be, in Pennsylvania, Seattle, Washington, whatever it might be. I know you've lived, in Seattle, Washington area for a while. I'm currently trying to help some guys expand their business into that area. And right now we're going to be setting up a whole new recruiting campaign, online newspapers, and we're looking for people who want to maybe own their own business, work part-time, maybe working to a full-time situation, or it transitions from a part-time income to a full-time income. And so we're looking for, some people that are sharp, maybe a little outgoing, and whatnot, someone that might be interested in doing this. And I'd rather deal with, my friends who might know some people that I can reach out to, as opposed to looking into, newspaper ads and whatnot for people looking for jobs. So that's the reason why I wanted to reach out to you, see if you knew anyone who might be interested, in this, that I could potentially contact and help these guys, grow this business. So, Jack might come back and say, yeah, okay, well, you know what, I actually know this guy, Fred. He actually, pretty an outgoing guy. I think he's done some things like this with regards to building businesses and whatnot. He's a pretty outgoing guy. Maybe you want to talk to him. So great. Right there, guys, you got a lead, okay? You got a lead that you can talk to, get his information. But if you do this right, and it's pretty hard to mess up, to tell you the truth, they're going to be interested. I mean, that's human nature. So they might come back and say, well, Joe, I mean, this is something that maybe I could do, I mean, well, what is it? I don't really know, what it is you're talking about, but, maybe it's something that I could potentially do. And you can come back and say, well, Jack, I wasn't really calling to, directly approach you, but if it's something that you might be interested in, I'm definitely not going to turn you away. But before we go any further, I got to put some information in front of you so you understand what's going on here. So what you can say to them at this point, because he'll say, okay, well, yeah, I mean, I would like to learn some more about it. So at this point you say, well, hey, listen, there's a 25-minute video, or whatever, however long the video is, that introduction video you guys are all used to. But there's a 25-minute video, Jack, and, I want to put that in front of you before you decide to, go any further with this and see if it's something you might be interested in, and then we can talk after that. Okay, great. So then you can say something like, so, Jack, when would be a good time for you to watch this video? Do you want to do that now, or do you want to do that later this evening? Now, guys, you see what I just did there? I gave him almost an ultimatum as, listen, do you want to do it now or later this evening? Don't say, hey, when can you do this? That could be weeks from now, or, hey, tomorrow around 6 when I get home from work. There's so many things that happen in a day. You have no idea if that person is going to still be available at that point in time. So you say, are you available now, or would you rather do it later this evening? You know what? I can do it later this evening at 7 o'clock. You might say, okay, great. I'll call you at 6:55 or 7 o'clock, whatever you prefer. Make sure you're in front of your computer, and I'll send you over the link to watch the video. All right? So he says, okay, great. At that point in time, you call him at 7 o'clock. You say, hey, Jack, you're in front of your computer. Great. If you want to get a cup of coffee, close the door, and really listening, because there's a lot of information that's going to be, explained in this video. Yep, I got a cup of coffee. I'm in front of the computer. All right, great. I'll send you over the link. You send him over the link. You let him know, hey, I'm going to call you back in 25 minutes when the video is over to follow up. And there you go. Boom. Guys, so that's the third-party approach, okay? You want to call them. You want to say, hey, listen, I got something that I'm looking for some help with, whatnot. If all goes well, they're probably going to get interested themselves. Show them the video, and there you go. Then you follow up and whatnot. We're going to go touch more on following up in just a little bit, but that's the third-party approach. All right, second one, opinion approach, which I absolutely love, guys. This is big. Another hypothetically speaking, we'll use Jack again. I call up Jack. I say, hey, Jack, listen, I just got involved with this new business. I'm really happy about it. It looks promising. The comp plan looks like I can make quite a bit of money with it. But before I do it, I'm looking for a couple opinions, and I value your opinion. So I was wondering if you could go ahead and take a look for me. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I am super excited about it. I think it is something that I can do really well with, and I think there's a lot of money to be earned. But before I really go, crazy with this thing and really push this thing with everything I got, I just want to get some other opinions. And like I said, I do value yours. So if you'd be willing, would you be able to take a look at this 25-minute video or so, and I can give you a call back, and we can discuss it and see what you thought, so I can kind of get some feedback from you. He says, oh, Joe, absolutely, I would absolutely love to do that for you. Send over the link. And you say, well, hey, would right now be a good time, or do you want to do it later this evening? And so he might say, you know what, send it over right now. I'm ready. I'm in front of my computer. Okay, great. Send it over. Or, hey, 7 p.m. works. Okay, I'll call you at 7 p.m. I'll send you the video. You call him at 7. You send him the link. You say, listen, I'm going to call you back right afterwards. Okay, so set them into a time. That's the opinion approach, guys. You're going to look for someone's opinion. Now, the third way, and I think this is the most powerful way right here, guys. This is I found a way approach, it's called. And I think this is something that when you have this type of power in your hand, when you have the knowledge of knowing what someone wants, I mean, you have power to essentially influence them to do anything. It's granted, I mean, I don't want you guys to take that in a manipulative sort of way. It's just the point is you guys have a power over someone to offer them something, and if they want it bad enough, they're going to go ahead and do it, whether that means building a business or not. So I found a way approach. I love this example I learned from a leader in the field. He kind of described it like this. He was out on a boat with his buddy, and they came back, they docked, and he jumped up on the dock, and he saw a guy on the dock right next to him. So, they started talking and whatnot, and, this guy said to this other guy on the dock, he said, hey, that's a nice boat you have. And so the other guy said, yeah, it is nice, but I'm working on getting rid of it, and I want to get a new boat, trying to get this new big, nice yacht and whatnot. And so the one guy, my buddy, says, well, what's holding you back? I mean, go for it. You should absolutely get a new big yacht and whatnot. But, like I said, what's holding you back? Well, he said time and money. So, he says, okay, and, whatnot. At this point in time, you don't need to go ahead and say, oh, hey, listen, I got this business opportunity. I think that it's something you might be interested in. You can make all this money with it. What my buddy did is he went ahead and he exchanged business cards with this other guy. Okay, and they didn't speak any more words about business or anything like that. But the next day, my buddy called this guy and said, hey, say his name's Bill, right? He said, hey, Bill, listen, this is Joe. I met you on the dock yesterday, and we were talking, and I'll tell you what, I couldn't stop thinking about you all night. He might say, well, Joe, why is that? What's going on? He says, well, I know you were talking about getting that new yacht, and, you were saying what's keeping you from holding you back is time and money. Was that serious, or were you just blowing steam? He said, no, Joe, that was absolutely serious. And then you can say something like, well, Bill, I can't promise you anything, but I think I may have found a way to help you get that boat. And like I said, I don't want to promise you anything, but there might be a way to go ahead and help you in the money department and time for that matter. But with watching a 25-minute video that could potentially give you a chance to get that boat, would that be something you'd be interested in taking a look at? Well, yeah, sure. I'd absolutely love to take a look at the video. Okay, great. Well, what time do you think, you'd be able to go ahead and watch that video? You want to do it now, or would you rather do it this evening? And there you go. It's the same kind of thing. So, guys, to recap on that, you want to come to someone, you want to find out their interests, and you want to say, listen, I think I might have found a way. I can't promise anything. Guys, don't promise anything. I mean, for all we know, maybe this won't work out, and that's okay. But you cannot promise something and then not, over-promise, under-deliver type thing, because there goes your reputation and your trust. And that's something you never want to lose, especially in this industry. So that's just a tidbit there that I found a way. I mean, it could be anything from parents who are trying to, find a way to pay for their kids' college. Well, listen, I might have found a way to help you pay for Jimmy's college. Things like that. All right, and then you can throw them the video. So those are the three approaches I think are extremely important to understand. They all work incredibly well. It all depends on the situation, but use these three approaches, to build your business and at least get people in front of the material. That's what this is going to do. All right. So guys, one more thing, well, a couple more things, but the next thing I want to touch on is let the video do the work for you. I mean, everyone knows in this industry there's an introduction video that is going to go ahead and do the work with regards to introducing the business to someone. So when I call someone, I'm not talking about the business. I'm not talking about the business at all. I'm not saying, hey, the comp plan's great, the product's awesome, it's going to be huge, blah, blah, blah. Guys, you'll talk them around in circles and circles and circles, and they're going to, have no idea what you're talking about at the end, most likely. Let the video do the work. So drive them to the video, period. Set an appointment for them to watch the video. Set a time, make it happen. And if you want to use one of the approaches that we just highlighted, do that and get them in front of the video. If they ask questions, just say, you know what, I'm going to let the video do the talking. It presents the information in the best way, the best way possible. And then when you have questions, or if you have questions after, we can fill in the gaps after we talk on the phone when I follow up with you. Okay, great. Send me over the video. So don't talk about the business. Drive them to the video, okay? All right, set an appointment, like I said. Set a time. Make it happen. Call the appointed time. Are you in front of your computer? Great. I'll send you over the link. Make sure you tell them I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you back right afterwards. The follow-up is crucial. And guys, this is duplicatable. You see what I mean? You might be bringing in people and teaching them, okay, call them, and you're talking to this person about the business, and that might work for, someone you bring in. But you don't know if that person can do the same thing. If you teach this, and that's the way you got them on board. So say I bring in a woman, Susan, right? Susan comes in. I drive her to the video. I say, Susan, what'd I do with you? Well, you drove me to the video, Joe. That's right. You do the exact same thing. You don't have to teach Susan all the lingo and how to talk about this business and whatnot. You have their, drive her people to the video just as you did for her. Afterwards, you can have that conversation about the comp plan, the product, all that kind of stuff. All right, following up, guys, this is pretty much the most crucial part. I think you all pretty much know that. But here's the question, what I like to say when I follow up with someone, I'll call them back. I'll say, hey, Jack, so what did you like best about what you just saw? Let them drive the conversation, guys. This is crucial. You let them go off at what they like best. That's going to get them excited. That's human nature. Let them drive the conversation. People like to have a voice in conversation, so you listen in. Don't do all the talking. Let them drive it. Ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. Guys, ask them, okay, well, number one, what did you like best about the video you saw? They're going to start saying something, what they liked best about it. You can touch on that. Then you can also say, so what else did you like? Or where do you see yourself going with this? Or, do you have people that you think might be interested in doing this with you? Pose these type of questions. Have them start to think. Have them start to talk. And have them literally start to brainstorm. I mean, they're essentially brainstorming for themselves. You're essentially sitting back and you're watching these people actively engage in a way to be successful for themselves. Also, too, this is crucial. Call back with your upline if you need. I mean, half the time when you call someone back if they have questions, maybe you're new in the company, you don't know all that much yet, call back with your upline. Have them call back, and when he asks a question, just say, hey, Jack, I hope you love the video. What did you like best about what you just saw? Or you can say, hey, Jack, I got my buddy Joe on the line here. He is an absolute expert in this business. He's built a big business with it. He can answer all your questions for you, all your concerns and whatnot. And I wanted to have him on the line to go ahead and give you that luxury and that ability to go ahead and talk to him about it. So guys, use your upline. That's what they're there for. And any good upline leader is going to help their downline because in turn that's going to be helping them. So call back with your upline. That's a great little tip there too. All right. And then guys, I just wanted to end with this little quote. I think it's so powerful. And It's another quote that this leader in the industry, I learned from him. But as you can see, you can just read along with me here. Success seems to be connected with action. Successful people keep moving, but they make mistakes, but they don't quit. That was Conrad Hilton who said that. But guys, just think about that quote and reread it a few times. Successful people keep moving. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to fail. We're going to hear no's. But for every yes you hear, especially in this industry, you have no idea what that will lead you to. That might lead you to a person who leads you to a person who leads you to a person who leads you to a person who might be the biggest person in the entire company, when everything is said and done. So don't prejudge. You never know who you're speaking with. Keep pushing. Like I said, success seems to be connected with action. Take action. You have to take action. As long as you do, you will see the success. There's no way you can fail. So that's pretty much the presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed this training. Like I said, it can pretty much go for anything, any company that you're with, whether it be a business you're building with me, one of the businesses I'm involved with, or it's a business that's completely, away from what I'm doing. That's fine. If you guys have any questions or you want to, learn more about working with me, email me at jdickinson160@gmail.com. And like I said, guys, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Any other questions you may have, like I said, please reach out, and I will see you on the next training. Thanks again.